Should be live. Hey,
Yep, there we are.
we're like early or something.
Good evening, folks.
Let me tweet this out real quick.
We're going to have a long talk tonight.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll talk real fast and I'll go by quick.
I don't think that ever happens.
So, thanks, welcome, or thanks for coming, whatever, you know.
Thanks for listening.
Good to
about
see
that?
you.
Well-
I'm David, and this is Jeff, and this is the Jeff and Jeff Talks podcast, where we talk
And we talk.
about things and stuff and junk.
Yes, we do.
Our topics for the day. Trump calls for murder.
Never.
Nothing ever happens. Snap, ICE, Epstein, and MTG.
There we
got
go.
a couple different, 3 acronyms there.
Yes,
Acronyms.
in a row.
So, thanks for joining today. Those are our main topics. Before we get started, though, if you like our podcast, I can't talk today. You should share it.
Yeah.
Tell people to listen.
watch it.
Share it out. That's the best way to grow a presence, whether you like us or not. Share it with random people around you.
Yep. Absolutely.
So let's get started. The thing I want to talk about first is people annoy me. Is that surprising? Mostly, though, I listened to the Tim Pool's podcast a lot, but I also follow a bunch of I wouldn't say Republican. They're Republican because that's the only sane party people, and a lot of them have been complaining lately about Trump not doing enough.
Yeah.
And not enough things happening. And oh no, we're gonna lose the midterms, and all this stuff. And it's like, first off, Trump hasn't been in office in a full year yet.
See, I think that's the issue. Is it feels like Trump's been in office for 4 years already.
So I thought a great way to start the episode would be just to go over a short list. It's not all encompassing. It's not. Of what Trump has accomplished in 10 months? 10 and a half months almost. Because was it January 20th was what he got into office?
Mhm.
So about 10 months. So let's start with immigration and border. So I did have Grok help me. I edited what he said. He passed the Lincoln-Riley Act. What did that do?
That's not border.
It is border immigration and
yeah,
border security.
yeah.
Those two together. So this is related to
Okay.
immigration.
Yeah.
It goes after people who commit heinous crimes.
Well, duh. Shouldn't we?
That was good. He has reduced illegal crossings to how many?
0.
And who said for how many years that couldn't be done?
Because they had to have a new law to be able to do that.
Okay, so he did that. 2 things. That's 2 things so far. Let's keep going. He has, I don't know why this is on this section. It should be elsewhere. I'll move this to elsewhere. How many deportations do we have there?
So around 500,000 deportations.
Plus.
A few more around that.
Well, no, plus.
Oh yeah, plus of that there was 1.6 self-deportations. Now, it's tough to tell those self-deportations, and here's why. For an example, when they did Charlotte's Web enforcement, which they just did in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, we'll talk tons more about that. But yes, go ahead.
The job sites are empty, the streets are empty, the stores are empty.
Yep.
Everybody's complaining about it. And so did they leave? Did they just hide? What did they do?
So
I'm sure there's a bit of both.
A lot of it is hiding.
Yeah.
But I think more are going to leave based on another point here.
Correct.
Programs criminal aliens were taken advantage of that the Trump admin and Trump has either ended or is working towards ending.
Correct.
Let's go through the list. Social Security. They were getting Social Security. Medicaid and CHIP. They were getting Medicaid and CHIP. SNAP. They were on SNAP. They were part of the Head Start and Early Childhood Education. That's ending as well. Pell Grants. They were getting Pell Grants for college education. That's ending. They were getting Workforce Development Grants. Not great either. Mental Health, Housing, and Nutrition Grants. ACA Premium Tax Credits for Health Insurance. They got special parole and humanitarian aid programs allotted to them as criminal aliens.
That's spelled wrong, humanitarian.
And that's because I did that goes up here.
Oh, there we go.
And then they receive in-state tuition rates for colleges.
And there's a bunch of things that we're missing here.
But this is, like I said, this is not an exhaustive list.
This is just
a
big
general
hitters.
So what is that going to do when all those go away? If you can't get free money and you can't get work, where are you going to go?
You're going to go home.
So that self-deportation number should jump like insanely.
Well, we can hope because we have, I think, 50 million illegals.
Depends on the estimates, depends on a bunch of different things, but yeah, it's a large number.
So what did he do now for the environment and energy?
Well, he has reopened 625 million acres of offshore drilling and 13 million acres in Alaska for drilling. Why is that good? It's going to reduce energy costs immensely.
Right. Even if you are fully sold on solar power like Elon Musk is.
Yeah, I disagree with him, but that's
now,
okay.
I do too. But even if you are completely sold on solar power, we can't get from 2% of the nation's energy in solar power to 100% this year. It ain't going to happen.
No.
So even Elon Musk says it's the future, but it's going to take a long time to get there. So we should have to have something in between.
We should have an all-of-the-above approach to energy.
Absolutely. That's
Everything.
what Trump is.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's pulled out of the Paris Climate Accords.
Hallelujah.
Paused wind farm permits, opened marine areas for fishing that we had closed for some reason, ended EV mandates and green energy mandates. I mean, he's going a lot. And something I didn't add on here is we are going to be spending, I think it's like close to $1 trillion plus investing in nuclear energy over the next 5 years now.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
It's huge, 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 huge. All right, government reforms and efficiency. If you don't remember, DOGE still exists and is still working.
Yeah. And you follow them on X, they keep posting on a fairly regular basis. Mm-hmm. Oh, we saved $1 million here, $100 million there.
And I'll pull it up for you guys.
We saved this and that. Yeah.
So to date, they estimate they have saved $214 billion.
Yeah, and so that's, if you look at their definition for that, it's pretty broad, and that's estimated savings going in the future as well. So that's
still
a large number.
Any number is good.
Yep.
Because it's compounding.
Yep.
Banned federal DEI programs.
Wow. Yep. Didn't earn it.
Passed the Genius Act to help with AI investment and a bunch of different things there.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest one is the banning of DEI there.
Yeah.
Foreign policy and national security. He has received $7.6 trillion to $14 trillion, depending on who you look at, what numbers you look at, etc. Pledges as an investment in the United States of America.
To build factories here, to put the stores here, whatever else, to build, manufacture the product.
What happens when all that gets built, or as it gets built?
Yeah.
Demand for labor, and if we get illegals out of the country, that means there's going to be tons and tons and tons of jobs available for
that pay
anyone
well,
who wants to work.
That pay well.
Correct. Freed 11 Americans, including 6 from Venezuela, 2 from Afghanistan, 1 from each Russia, Belarus, and Hamas.
Now, the interesting thing about that, have you heard about any of them?
No.
And that's blows me away that I've seen the ones from Venezuela, Afghanistan, and I think the one from Russia and Hamas, but I didn't know Belarus.
Yeah, so he's done all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Brokered a ceasefire with Iran.
And with
Gaza. In total, he stated he's ended 8 wars.
8 wars. No other president has even come close to that. And he gives what they are.
Yep.
Now, most people in the U.S. didn't even know they were fighting.
No, that's very true.
Okay.
But still.
Correct.
Saving lives is a huge accomplishment.
It is.
Accomplishment.
And that's what he said about Russia and
Ukraine.
He just wants people to stop dying. He just wants that to stop.
Guess what?
I'm for that.
The other thing he did, he rescued some stranded NASA astronauts. Who stranded him there?
Biden.
Why?
Because he didn't want to use
SpaceX. Because he was offended by Elon Musk.
Yep. The next one is quite important.
Our recruitment goals under Biden, none of them were met.
Missed him like 25%.
Like by a lot, yeah. And they lowered them and they missed them. We have smashed all recruitment goals across the board for the military. Why? Because it is now meritocratic.
Yeah. Not just for the military. Here's the other interesting things. We have smashed the goals for air traffic controllers. We've beaten the goals for ICE. They're hiring a ton more ICE people.
Yes.
And they're hiring them like crazy. All of the things that are actually important, they're doing well.
Yeah. Why? Because meritocratic measures of success and accountability matter.
Yep. They do.
And
being allowed to do your job also helps.
Social health and cultural policies. He has pardoned 23 anti-abortion protesters who were unjustly convicted and imprisoned by Joe Biden's DOJ.
Yeah.
Pardoned the January 6 protesters who were, by and large, there are a couple who did bad things. By and large, unjustly imprisoned by Joe Biden's DOJ. Yep. Banned gender-affirming care for minors. I think that's like one of the highest things. Yep. Withdrew from the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
Reinstated military who were discharged for not taking the vaccine. Removed individuals with trans mental health disorder from women's sports and spaces and the military.
Yep. And then also kicked out anybody with mental disorders from the military.
It's true. Which is what you need if you want a good military.
And I'm not just talking trans people. I'm talking anybody with a
severe mental health disorder.
They're gone because you can't have them there.
No, you can't. This one's huge. I was looking at this. It's interesting. SCOTUS. There's 21 cases at SCOTUS, and I say at SCOTUS because Trump has had 16 wins, 1 loss, and 4 are pending.
Did you see what the SCOTUS ruled today?
So that would be 22 cases with 17 wins.
It wasn't
1
directly
loss,
Trump.
And 4 pending. But yeah, this is his administration.
This wasn't Trump, but district judge.
Texas.
A district judge threw out the congressional redistricting map and said, no, you have to use the old one. Supreme Court today said this is on hold until the new one's in place until we hear the case.
Correct.
Because it's the legislatures of the states' responsibility to do the redistricting. They can do it whenever they want. They can do it as often as they want. It's their responsibility according to the state constitutions.
And soon, as long as it's not racist.
Correct.
Because that's at the Supreme Court, and hopefully that
correct. California's redistricting is at the Supreme Court based on that it is racist. And they did it specifically to maintain the racist boundaries.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yep.
The one big beautiful bill that a lot of people have disagreements with. Well, I like it in most parts. It made permanent the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act back when he originally was a president that he passed. Good thing there.
Give it a sunset date for.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, home loan interest deduction, SALT cap increase. I'm iffy on that, but it's fine. Senior tax relief, Trump accounts, ending health care insurance for criminal aliens, and lots more.
Yeah.
The thing that I think a lot of these pundits and social media people and things don't get is this bill is going to make so many people happy around April 15th.
And in reality, most of this bill doesn't take effect until in January at some point.
Yeah, but
and so
do you know how much extra money people are going to get?
But that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm saying is that we heard about this, we know about this, but we haven't felt it.
Yep.
Because it really hasn't taken place yet.
Oh, yeah, he's going to
January-
win a lot of hearts and minds by the amount of money they get back.
Yeah. So
Tariffs. Billions.
literally billions.
Billions
and
of tariff
yes.
revenue.
Yep.
Possible $2,000 tariff track.
I think
check.
that's a stupid idea, but
I disagree because it's a political move.
it is a political move.
And that's why I'm okay with it,
Okay.
because I know why he's doing it.
I do too, but I still
But I
disagree.
agree.
Yeah.
Lots of new trade agreements that benefit us. That goes back to that like 18 trillion in investment in the United States.
Did you hear what they just said about Canada
No.
today? What is it? I don't know. Homeland Security. I don't know which one of the departments came out and said Canada were removing their status as a good country, basically, and we're putting them into a bad country status because of they can't seem to control their borders, their laws, and everything else.
Oh, yeah, it's
They
a hot
bumped their
mess up
status
there.
down. I'll have to see if I can find it, but it was funny.
And then we go to arrests. So far, the Trump DOJ has arrested Hannah Dugan, Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge, for obstructing ICE. Brad Lander, New York City Comptroller, for interfering with ICE. LaMonica McLeaver, Newark City Council President, aiding a criminal alien during an ICE investigation. 15 New York State election officials for trespass and obstruction of ICE. John Bolton, former National Security Advisor, for leaking classified information. Letitia James, New York AG, for mortgage fraud. James Comey, former FBI Director, for mishandling classified documents. Lisa Cook, Federal Reserve Governor, for ethics violations. I believe that was mortgage fraud as well. Chris Krebs, former CISA Director, for abuse of authority. Representative Shelley, I don't know how you say your first
Sheila.
part of that last name. Sheila. Surefish.
Whatever. McCormick.
For stealing $5 million of FEMA funds.
Yep.
So, for those who constantly say Trump is a disappointment, he isn't doing enough and we can't win, nothing ever happens. For only being in office 10 months, because it's only 10, we've talked about that, and with having 530 lawsuits trying to stop his agenda, Trump and the Trump admin are doing, to me, amazing work. S-tier work. S-tier.
Like I said,
Yes, there is so much I want them to do.
I actually think the issue is it seems like he's been in forever already. And people are like, why isn't everything fixed? Because he's been in forever. I really think that's part of the issue.
It could be, but the problem is stop being downers. Like they're feeding into that doomer mentality, and that's not helpful. Instead of constantly being downers and saying everything is going to heck, how about you actually show the things that are working and doing well? Let's focus on the accomplishments, ask for more, but celebrate that we have one of the best presidents of my literal lifetime
Sure.
in office doing all kinds of things.
So what the article is, U.S. moves to reclassify Canada as a high-risk country, citing economic volatility and weak governance.
Yep,
That's Homeland Security. And they said, the official who announced it said, Canada used to be the boring neighbor. Now it's the neighbor setting its own garage on fire and saying, it's fine.
100% correct.
I thought it was hilarious.
All right. So now we're going to move on our topics after hopefully chastising idiots. Because I like the term Panican because people do that a lot. Oh no, bad thing. No, it's not actually bad. Calm down. There's a whole group of people who are like, nothing ever happens, nothing ever changes. Like, that's because you never look at anything that is changing or happening. You,
He's the
turn a
worst
blind
person
eye.
ever. Well, you haven't listened to anything he's done.
It's just...
Yeah.
All right, so is Trump calling for murder of Democrats? I'll pull up some of his Truth Social posts. We'll take a look at those real quick, and you let me know, because I don't really think so.
This is the one everybody's screaming about.
Seditious behavior punishable by death.
That's true.
Well, sedition actually isn't punishable by death. It's like 25 years in prison. Lock them up, hang them like George Washington, and he retweeted that, or retruthed that one. So, first off, ignore it anytime, literally anytime the Democrats say anything. Assume literally everything they say is a lie, because it is.
Well, that's true, but also remember, Trump is the world's biggest troll.
Oh, he's 100% troll.
So
I appreciate that
he's
about him.
He's pushing the envelope.
But they're like, you guys have been telling us to stop calling for violence or cool it down, and this isn't at all. Except for what he's doing is saying they should be arrested, tried, and then they should face whatever punishment that is. What you guys are saying is just murder the people.
And Trump's Hitler. And Hitler.
Correct.
And Hitler. And if you kill Hitler, you're doing a good thing.
Well, yes. No, what they say is
I know.
Nazis should die, and then someone else nearby says, look, a Nazi.
Yep. So what's going to happen?
They play these games where they try to make it so, like, technically I'm not breaking in wall. Well, you're full of crap, but yeah.
Technically. And if you have to go by technicalities, you have a very weak argument. Now, there are sometimes you need to do by technicality, but in reality, if you rely on that for the base of your argument...
Oh, that's the whole Democratic Party. It's run on technicality.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, so no, he is not calling for the murder of Democrat senators. He is calling for them to be tried in a court by their peers and hopefully convicted for sedition at least, if not. Some of them, I think you could get traitor, like Eric Swalwell, whatever, the one who was sleeping with the Chinese spy.
Fang.
I think that might be traitorous behavior. And then they could fight. They can face the consequences of their action based on our legal system.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be. And that would not be murder, because murder is a crime where you take justice into your own hands and kill someone for no reason. Just, non-just, otherwise.
Yep.
This is not murder.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add to that?
You can tell by the way that people react and how fast they react. And then also, not just how fast they react, but how they say the same words from this pundit to this pundit to this pundit to this pundit. They all say the same things. They use the same words. It's not real.
It's a script. It's been sent out.
It is a script. The other thing you can always tell when somebody's talking is someone who believes passionately about a subject doesn't need to read their talk.
No, they don't need to read off a teleprompter.
Have you noticed we don't have anything written here ever?
No, we have a couple bullet points, and these are the same bullet points you
that's
see
to keep us
in our keep us somewhat organized.
Because otherwise we'll be bunny trailing everywhere.
Yeah, we would be off on left.
So we have some notes, but you don't see us sitting here reading as we're talking because we don't need to.
No,
we understand it. So anyhow, that's an interesting point to me.
No, you can definitely see that in the speech that one representative gave recently about it. It was all scripted. Yep. And then the whole video that he was creating, this Trump was ranting about, was all scripted because it has nothing. They have no morals. It is whatever they think is politically expedient they will do. And I think this is going to backfire on them.
You could see them. Yeah. So politically expedient thing right here. SNAP has been in the news lately.
Why? Why was SNAP in the news? What happened?
Well, one of the things that just came out yesterday was that $250 million a year is being paid on SNAP.
I don't think I have
to
that one.
fast food joints.
Oh yeah, that one. But why? But why is this conversation? What was the original thing that started the conversation about SNAP? What was the original thing?
Shut down the government.
Who shut down the government again?
The Democrats did.
And you think that backfired maybe a little bit?
Just a bit. They started talking about it because everybody couldn't get the SNAP benefits.
Oh, great. Let's look into that.
Yeah.
How many people are on SNAP? Are criminal aliens on SNAP? They are.
1 out of 5 people is being supported by the actual people that work.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
So,
It's insane.
what has happened?
Well, Secretary Brooke Rollins, which is the USDA secretary.
Who runs SNAP? USDA's run SNAPs.
Yeah. They're going to audit it.
And they're going to make them reapply. Everybody.
Yes,
and
every
when they
single
do,
one.
they have to prove that they're American citizens.
Yeah. It makes me happy. You posted this one.
I did.
I mean, I agree with his statement there.
Anyhow, he brings up some good points here. We don't need to listen to it. It's a couple of minutes. We don't need to listen to it. But this all came about because the shutdown and everybody, you saw all these people on Twitter and Instagram and everybody else.
The TikTok.
Saying, I'm not getting my SNAP benefits. I'm going to go rob the store.
Yep.
I'm not getting my SNAP benefits. How am I supposed to feed my 6 kids? It went from $4,000 a week to $200. How am I supposed to feed my 6 kids? What?
Yeah.
Go out and get a job like the rest of us.
SNAP, well, that leads into our discussion questions because I put them on there.
That's what you did.
Should SNAP exist?
No.
I disagree somewhat.
No. As a federal program, SNAP should not exist.
I agree with that. At a state level, yes.
State level, you can do whatever the heck you want.
Well, the reason I say that is before any of these federal programs exists, local communities would take care of people. You'd have nonprofits, food banks,
Churches.
food pantries, kitchens.
We still have those today, if you think about it.
Yeah, but they're not, because of SNAP and federal programs, they are not prepared to support the amount of people the federal government does because the federal government has been doing it.
That's not the case, I don't believe.
So what I'm saying is if you were to cut off SNAP right now, there'd be a massive, there would be probably 6 months or ish until things could normalize and there'd be enough support, because what happens if you're a nonprofit trying to serve a community and someone else comes in and gives them free money?
My issue with that is that 1 in 5 people are on SNAP. It should be 1 in a million.
I don't know about 1 in a million.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some huge high number. It shouldn't be 1 in 10.
It shouldn't be permanent either. The whole point of the program is you lose your job, you have no money, you need to get food for your kids temporarily.
Correct.
Great. That's how it should be. So it definitely needs to be reformed. Should it exist at the federal level? Probably not. Will it go away?
No.
Should we pull federal funding from...
You didn't ask me if it was realistic if it were going away. You just asked me if it should exist.
Should we pull federal funding from states that allow illegals to apply for the benefit?
Trump just did.
I know.
California.
Yes. The answer is yes. 100%
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You want our federal dollars? You better prove that the people you're giving it to are U.S.
Deserve
citizens.
it.
And
According to the
deserve it.
rules.
Both. U.S. citizens. They're U.S. citizens, and then they deserve it.
Yep.
They meet whatever qualifications are set up. So,
yeah.
That's all I got for SNAP.
It didn't take very long.
All right. Charlotte. Let's talk about Charlotte.
There's ice in Charlotte. It was cold.
Was it really cold? Do you think there was a lot of accidents because of the ice in Charlotte?
I think there was. There had to have been. Everybody was making such a big deal of it.
So this is
a great
similar to
picture.
What was it, Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
Traffic just
went away.
Disappeared. It was like magic.
Yeah.
Also, there were 30,000
in one district
kids in one district absent from school.
20% of their entire student body are illegals. Now, one thing that doesn't get talked about this is Utah, where we live, is the same way. It's probably even higher than 20%
I don't
in Utah.
think so. I think we have like close to 600,000 illegal immigrants here.
It varies depending on who you listen to. But who cares? If it's 10%, who cares? It's still too much.
I agree.
Okay, our test scores for our school districts that say reading and writing and math are in, this level. They're not reading at grade level, blah, blah, blah. The problem with these kids, they come in, they don't speak English, they don't write English, they don't read English. And the time that would have been normally spent teaching the core subjects to get their math and their reading done, you can't do. And then they suck away more resources away from the students that need to get to their levels that do speak and read and write English. Correct. And so it causes a spiral in our school systems.
Well, that, and I think if you just got rid of them, the grades would boost because the English speakers, even though they're not being taught to as well as they should be, are going to be more easy to pick up on the material than someone who is it's a second language.
Yep.
So, does this mean all traffic is gone? Or is the full city just like a city full of illegal immigrants?
You look at the pictures that have come out of Charlotte. It is amazing. The Home Depots are empty. I mean, not just the stores, the parking lots, everything. They have people coming on complaining that their stores, they can't sell anything because they're closing because nobody's there buying anything. It was incredible to watch.
It seems like an extreme case, but if you think about it, there's two main things that lead to traffic jams and problems: bad drivers and
too much traffic,
too many people.
Yeah.
So even if you reduce traffic, like drivers on the road, by 5%, and that 5% that left were bad drivers. And why I say that, because if you're here illegally, you have a driver's license that was just given to you without any real work, you don't know how to drive. And so if you get rid of 5% of drivers and the more likely to be bad drivers, guess what? Traffic's going to just dissipate.
Okay, so here's an interesting, I just looked it up. I just wanted to find out.
Now, this is our podcast doc. You guys are looking at something real boring.
You put a 1 in there or something.
Oh, yeah, I did. Hold on. It's gone now.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing about this. And I'm just going to say a family has 1 kid. Okay, I'm not going to say, or a family has, let's say, 2 kids. Who cares? Let's say an average family has 2 kids.
I think it's 1.57 kids or something like that.
Whatever. Let's say 2 kids. So that means there's 15,000 families of those 30,000 that were absent.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 15,000 families, and there are 4 people per family. Okay? It's easy numbers, right? Because that's 30, 60,000 illegals in Charlotte, North Carolina.
At least.
And I'm just saying low numbers, right? There's probably 5 people per family. 5 kids per family, but whatever. There's less than 1 million people in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. So what's 10% of the million?
10% of 1 million is 100,000.
Mm-hmm. So this is roughly
just under 100. It's
5%.
Well, it'd be 6%.
6%, yeah. But and I estimate you're looking at 100,000 plus.
Yeah, I'm too. But I'm just saying the low number is 6%.
Yeah. It is surprising how small numbers can make large impacts, if that makes any sense at all. And so, literally, if it was only 5%, and they, like I said, they were bad drivers, and they stopped driving, that is going to clear up traffic almost immediately.
Yeah.
So it's insane. I think we're going to see a lot more of this in cities across the nation as ICE continues to roll out, because they are fully funded, and as they get more people trained and ready to go, they'll be able to launch more and more things. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. Crime is going to plummet like crazy. Traffic is going to clear up.
ICE, come to Salt Lake City, Please.
We need some ice, baby.
We need some ice before the ice gets here in the winter.
That's true. So are the NC schools just full of illegals?
I think there's a good segment of it, certainly.
So let's talk about that for a little bit. How are public schools funded?
The number of bodies that are there.
Are they gaming the system on purpose?
Darn right they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
The administration of the schools in Charlotte should be prosecuted for fraud.
Well, just not just Charlotte.
Well, I know, but anytime you see that, if there were like 30 kids, whatever, because that's 30,000 though, because that's probably $12,000 a pop.
And that's one school district. I don't even know how many school districts are in.
But let's look at that. 30,000 times 12,000. That's $360 million.
Yeah, it's insane.
Of fraudulent funds sent to public schools in Charlotte, North Carolina, because of illegal criminal aliens going to the schools. Talk about a waste of money of taxpayer funds.
Okay, and that was 30,000 from one school district, right? So there's one, and let me see. I'm trying to find out how many school districts there are in North Carolina.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton.
Let's see.
Sure, there's a ton.
115. So if one school district has 30,000,
so you're talking probably minimum $5 billion.
Yeah.
For the state of North Carolina that they're spending on criminal alien children.
Yep.
That they shouldn't be, that the taxpayers are subsidizing. And you wonder why millennials, Gen Z can't get homes, can't get jobs.
Rent's high. Yeah.
All the money.
With that and
everything
which we
else.
didn't cover, the legal immigration. We're going to have to cover this at some point. The illegal immigration and what that does to
I think
us.
Illegal immigration is a much bigger burden. Yes, H-1Bs are terrible. We should get rid of them or completely reform it so that it is actually only for necessary things.
Right. No, I think H-1Bs go away. We already have other legal immigration things.
My point is we definitely should reform it, but I think the high priority is illegal immigration because that does even more harm to, because not only do they, at least with H-1Bs, they get paid a salary by someone else.
But they don't pay tax on that salary.
Yeah, but they're not fully subsidized by the taxpayers, where criminal aliens...
Well, they are. Most H-1Bs are on welfare. Most H-1Bs are on SNAP. Most H-1Bs are on...
Okay.
And so
that's another... But my point is, you see my difference there? If you get rid of the
Trump has proved that he can do more than one thing once.
It's true.
He needs to get on this
as well.
Will
be. They've talked... Stephen Miller, I think, has a pretty good idea of what to do with H-1Bs. And he just has to be able to... show Trump that it is politically expedient to do so.
Correct. I think it is. I think you can show it.
But the illegal criminal aliens here, getting rid of all of them, is going to help with healthcare costs, help with housing costs, help with childcare costs, help with inflation, help with
getting rid of the H-1Bs.
Correct.
Because they use the same thing.
We agree.
Yeah.
We agree.
It's crazy.
So... we have 3 stories left, unless we rabbit shell, which we could. Where do you want to start?
Let's just talk about good old Jeffrey Epstein. There's only one Jeffrey Epstein in the entire United States. Didn't you know that? Sorry.
I honestly wish we didn't talk about this at all because I think it's... Cernovich had a good post about it, and I'll see if I can find it if you want to talk about it.
Well, one of the things the Democrats did, and I don't know how they allowed themselves
it's called incompetence
to be sucked into this. Trump said, "I'm not releasing the files." Now, I don't know if he was doing this to get him to force the files to be released.
I'll tell you my thoughts in a little bit.
No idea. But he said, "I'm not releasing the files." So the Democrats came out and said, "We're releasing the files. We're going to fight for it." And they got Republicans to join. Okay, cool. So they released in the next 30 days, the federal government has to release all of the files that they have
Sort of.
that are not going to have an impact on national security. Bull hockey. Anyhow.
Yeah.
But today, do you know what came out today? Okay. So I didn't know this, but it makes sense. The Biden DOJ blocked the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files in Florida.
Why? Why would that happen?
So
Why
that they
would the
couldn't
Biden
release.
DOJ?
They sealed all of the transcripts and wouldn't let any of them out. So guess what the Trump DOJ just filed today?
To unseal them.
Yeah, because the new law that Trump just signed, we have to release all the files. And so he filed a motion today. He had a motion filed today that says we have to unseal these records and release them. And I suspect we're going to see many more resignations than we have.
So I can't find it because Mike
it?
Cernovich tweets a ton. So if you weren't aware, Mike Cernovich is the one who started this whole process. Back when Jeffrey Epstein was still alive, it was getting looked in by the FBI and such. It was because of Mike Cernovich trying to get records unsealed from his first conviction. He is the only reason that anything came out. And it wouldn't have happened except for, as he was pushing it, someone partnered with him and it came out. So he had this really long post talking about that. And one of the things he pointed out is originally when he was grabbed up and the FBI went after them, they did the opposite of what they normally do. Normally, the FBI takes as many charges and files as many charges as possible.
They overcharge.
They overcharge on purpose.
Yes.
Because they want you to
take a plea.
Apart.
Just say I'm guilty and there's no
fight. You know what
fight.
they did with Jeffrey Epstein?
Charged him with the one thing probably.
I think it was a couple, but there were very minimal charges and it was restricted to one area. So had nothing to do with the island, had nothing to do with most of his properties, had nothing to do with everything. Why was that?
Because they're corrupt.
So that he could have all the evidence. Oh, we got district reconnection. Oh,
there it goes.
And we're back again. We're going to try to finish this up here.
Quickly.
Hopefully. Quickly, maybe.
Let's try it.
Dropping frames like
we're
crazy.
streaming. Okay, guys.
We're back. We're back. Hold on.
We're losing our internet. It seems like
it's because we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. It's
that's
conspiracy.
What it is. Hillary Clinton's killing our internet.
So there's nothing there.
Yeah, I agree. They deleted.
And the reason he didn't want to release it because no one cares, like the general public.
Well,
terminally online people care.
Yeah, but that's
the general public is like a house costs too much.
All right.
So that's my 2 cents.
Food costs too much. Yeah. I agree.
All right, so we got a couple last stories here.
The one that just shocked me today.
I'm mildly shocked by it.
Well, I'm shocked. Marjorie Taylor Greene
is resigning.
Resigning as of January 5th or something like that. Yep. Blew me away because she's portrayed herself for a long time as a fighter and will fight to the death, basically.
Yeah, but she turned on Trump.
Basically. She did. It was weird.
It was the weirdest thing.
It was the weird turn, and I don't get it. But she's resigning. Shocking. She's resigning.
It is a bit shocking. I'm not terribly surprised. I'm kind of happy, though, because...
Well, it depends on what happens and who gets to appoint her replacement. Who gets to...
Yeah, but her term was... She was going to be running for re-election in 2026.
She was going to get primaried. She mentions that in her statement.
Yeah, she was going to get primaried.
Yeah, and so whatever.
I mean, I would appreciate if she'd just resign at the end of her term, but she's not going to, and she honestly wasn't that helpful in passing things in the House.
It will be whoever they appoint has the hands-down advantage to win the election in the midterms.
Ish.
Normally they do. They normally do.
So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
It is surprising.
Last thing I want to talk about, it's a fun history thing. Okay,
right,
and this will be in our links. They found some video from what was it? Right after World War I?
Oh, yeah.
It was from let's see what it says right here.
It doesn't say.
No, it doesn't say, does it?
It's probably 1919.
1919. Oh, it's a aircraft. Anyhow, airshipped. It was an airshipped, and the guy was filming on an airship right immediately after World War II in Belgium. And this is his video. And then they colorized it and stabilized it, and they released this footage. It is awesome. Take a look. It's like 8 or 10 minutes long.
It's pretty
So
cool.
it's long, but it's really it shows you the horrors of war and the arbitrariness of war as well. Because we're going through here. There's a house right over there that didn't get touched. But look at the rest of them. There's a house right there that didn't get touched. But look at the rest of them. It's an incredible, horrific tale of what war is. But it's from right after World War I ended.
Yeah.
Interesting. Those holes right there are bomb craters.
That makes sense. It's just, war is not good.
No, but it's amazing to see footage like this.
No one really wins in war, but the winner gets to write history as
Correct.
if they won.
Yep.
Well, that's all we got for you today. Like I said before, if you liked our stream, I'm not sure what happened. We're going to have to change from Comcast. They suck. If you like our podcast, like and subscribe. We've been posting shorts. Those seem to be doing well. We'll be posting more of those. But share it. See someone at the drugstore as you're getting your overpriced subscription. Be like, hey, watch this podcast. Listen
There you
to it.
go.